we are dealing with Flecknoe written by John Dryden. It belongs to the category of mock heroic satirical poem. Mock heroic satirical poem, and it was written in 1682. Sometimes, the numbers get flipped. Okay, it's 1682, and the poem is a direct attack on his literary rival, Thomas Shadwell, portraying him as the heir to dullness. Okay, so the poem reflects the Restoration literary culture marked by wit, satire, and personal rivalry. So the central idea is that the poem presents an imaginary kingdom ruled by Richard Flecknoe, the king of dullness. As he grows old, he decides to appoint a successor, of course. Kings would do that. And he chooses Shadwell, who perfectly embodies stupidity, lack of creativity, and artistic failure. Wow, what all, designations have given. So, thus, the poem is a satirical coronation of dullness. So, Dryden uses the mock epic style to create humor and criticism. Grand epic tone is applied to a trivial subject, which makes it a bad poetry. Poem imitates classical epics like the Aeneid. It has formal language, heroic imagery, and ceremonial setting. So the contrast is between the high style and low subject, which creates the satire. So the themes are number one, which is satire on dullness. Dryden ridicules Shadwell as the ultimate representative of mediocrity and stupidity. And there is this wit versus dullness. The poem contrasts Dryden, who is portrayed as a man with wit and intelligence, and Shadwell with dullness and heaviness. So this literary rivalry reflects personal conflict between Dryden and Shadwell, turning criticism into art. So it shows a decline of literature. It suggests that literature is degrading due to incompetent writers. Incompetent writers are being favored, and in a way, literature is degrading. So when we see the characterization of Flecknoe, he is a symbol of dullness, a weak and mediocre poet, and he represents a decaying literary tradition. And Shadwell, he is the target of the satire. He is called the true son of Flecknoe because he is the embodiment of dullness and represents complete artistic failure. And there is one important quote. It would be better if you take quotes and write on your exam paper. So, Shadwell alone my perfect image bears, mature in dullness from his tender years. Meaning, Shadwell has always been dull. He's naturally suited to inherit the throne of stupidity. So the poem is written in heroic couplets. It is rich in irony, exaggeration, and parody. It uses imagery of decay, dirt, and chaos to symbolize bad literature. So this poem is a classic example of Restoration satire. It demonstrates Dryden's critical standards of literature, and it's important for understanding the features of mock heroic poetry. So, to conclude, Flecknoe is not just a personal attack, but a powerful satire on literary mediocrity. So, through mock heroic style, Dryden elevates triviality to expose the decline of artistic standards, making the poem a lasting example of wit and critical excellence. So you can Also, go through your own notes, Google it. Maybe you can use AI tools to get more information, and in way you can, make your answer rich with all the points and quotes, everything. Okay, bye for now.